I was on the MSC Seascape. The ship is only about a year old. So the ship was great. Listen, let me tell you something. If you're going to get on an MSC Seascape cruise, let me give you 2 pointers. One, you better bring a loofah or a wash rag. If not, you're going to be showering by hand all week. They don't provide those. And secondly, be careful. The elevators suck. I've had better elevators in Manhattan in buildings built in the early 1900s that I've been on than these elevators.
You take the stairs. I don't take elevators.
I had to take the stairs one time, mainly because the whole entire ship seemed to be getting on an elevator, and I didn't want to get in their COVID coffin, so I took the stairs.
I went. But I'll tell you something real quick, not to interject, but to interject. In Europe, when I travel to Europe, I will tell you, and you can call me a giant pussy if you'd like, but
pussy.
Thank you. I will not go on their elevators. I did it one time initially when I first got to Venice, and I said, I am never going in that thing again. I would lug everything up 3, 4, 5, 6 flights of stairs if I had to. I don't care, and that's just the way I did it.
So it's a great cruise. I would do it again on the MSC Seascape. It comes recommended. I'm just telling you, bring a loofah or a wash rag and avoid the elevators. And that's the end of my promo air check for MSC Cruises. But I would do it again. Now,
just bring a loofah is the only thing. And
oh, yeah. Everything else was perfect.
You use
honestly.
a loofah? You use a loofah?
I do use a loofah. I use a bar of soap and a loofah, yeah.
Gary, do you use
Is that
a loofah?
gay?
Is you use?
No, I don't use a loofah, dude. Just a regular
Is that
washer.
gay?
Yeah, I'm sitting here.
Is that gay?
He's sitting here complaining about.
Am I gay?
He's sitting here complaining about the homosexuality in the aisles of the airplane, and then then he switches into transitions about telling everyone to bring a loofah. Can you imagine? He'd be that guy on Yelp where you're like, oh my god, this fucking guy. He's bitching about no loofahs. Like
you use the word transition too.
Well, I don't know about this. Let me just so I can get this clear. Is using a bidet, is that also gay?
No.
Oh, no, that's
because I do use one of those.
Oh, that's the greatest.
That's hygienic.
Yeah. That's the greatest creation ever.
It really is.
It
so
really
wait a minute. Wait.
While we were in the bathroom, I figure I wanted to get get this all out and see where we're at.
Wait. So what's wrong with the loofah?
I mean, it's just a little effeminate.
Yeah.
Is it?
You go to the store, you buy if you.
What do you use?
I use a bar. I use a bar of Irish Spring soap.
But how do you wash your ass crack? You slide the bar up. You slide the bar like it's a credit card.
Oh well, like a very. Thick,
should I throw out my loofah tonight?
Yes.
Yes. I don't think you should be using that. I think that's really stupid.
Think about all the mildew that's in there.
Yeah, everything just sits in there and rots. At least I got a nice clean bar of soap. It goes everywhere. I
think you're right.
Yeah, I think you need to, and there's a reason why this cruise doesn't provide loofahs, because I don't think any cruises.
Well, no, not a loofah. That's why I say bring your own loofah or a wash rag, because they don't provide wash rags like a normal hotel. Well, I'll tell you, it was only the second time I've ever been on a cruise, and I had to sometimes pinch myself and go, "Dude, you're on a boat." Like we got massages. We went to the theater and saw like a play and stuff, and it was like you're on a boat. Yeah. It's a whole entire city, a town.
I still just don't. I don't know physics very well.
It's on a boat.
To me, I saw the size of the boat that you were on.
It was huge.
It did look like a floating hotel for sure.
Yes.
And I'm just like blown away the fact that there's no reason that thing should be on water.
No
reason.
How the
hell is something? It's like 9 billion tons and it's just floating. Like
no reason. I got some other talking points, but first I want to do the. Let's do the headlines here. This is your headlines in 60 seconds. Stand by.
This is BBC News. The headlines. Muhammad Yunus lands in Bangladesh to lead a caretaker government. The Nobel laureate says his first job is to restore law and order following weeks of turmoil. Police search for the separatist former Catalan leader Carles Puigdemont hours after he returned from exile. President Biden says he's not confident there will be a peaceful transition of power if Donald Trump loses November's election. Austrian authorities say a teenager they've arrested has confessed to planning a suicide attack on a Taylor Swift concert in Vienna.
You're listening to The Ford Show.
All right. You could give us a call if you would like. We would really appreciate it. 855-499-FORD. You let us know about the Olympics. I think the phone lines are working. If it takes me a minute, my apologies. All right. So a couple other bullet points here from my cruise. I'm going to admit here my level of stupidity quite high with this next thing. So they do a Cantrell. Have you ever been on a cruise before?
I have actually never been on a cruise.
Okay, perfect. So you're going to be able to learn from my mistake.
Hit me.
So they do bingo, right? They run bingo things and you buy bingo cards. And my wife was like, do you want to play bingo? And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I love bingo. I used to play it as a kid. Love it. When I used to play it with my grandmother. So yeah, let's go play some bingo. Let's go win some money. So we sit down, here's the deal. Full card in the first 40 whatever numbers, you win $25,000. I'm like, oh shit, 25 G's, let's go. If you do it in X amount of numbers, you'll win 10 grand, full card Jones. I'm like, cool, let's play. Regular bingo, you win $100. I'm like, all right, let's do this. This is fun. This is a nice way to kill an hour. We're on this ship. I'm not sick yet, so I figured, what the fuck, let's do it. So we're almost done with the game. And my wife goes, yeah, man, I knew this wasn't, I knew no one was going to win the big cards. And I'm like, why? And she's like, oh, because look. And she's like, I got 70, do-do-do-do-do. You got 70, do-do-do-do. She's like, I could just tell it just wasn't going to happen. Plus, it's electronic bingo. And I was like, oh my God, I am such a dumb mark. I didn't even realize, it didn't even dawn on me, Madness, the bingo is computerized. There's no balls in a fucking twirling thing. They're not reaching their hand in and saying B3.
Yeah, it really
it's all fixed. It's fixed.
It's all bullshit. You might as well just go
I was like,
fucking Keno.
I felt like such an idiot. I'm over here going, we could win $25,000. Full card. It didn't even dawn on me, Cantrell. It's fixed. It's not real. It's like wrestling. Oh, my.
The electronic games, yeah, I mean, it's all up to chance, and it's not a good chance for you.
No.
It's become a slot machine. It's programmed to pay out money.
I had no clue.
Right.
I had no clue. No one will ever win $25,000.
No, somebody will one time, and then it won't happen again for 25 years.
Oh, that's true. They have to let somebody win at some point.
Because they got to give you a shot to see, it did happen. Okay.
Yeah.
Because even if you give someone a sliver of a chance.
I felt like such an idiot. I felt like such a dumb idiot standing there thinking I was going to do full card, win 25 grand.
Well, you were kind of stupid if you think that's the case, even if they were fucking rolling the balls in the little thing still.
Well, but
your odds of that are still dog shit.
True, because they limit the number of balls that can be called for you in order for you to win. But with the whirling ball thing, you have a chance. You really didn't have a chance.
You don't have a system working against you there. You just have dumb luck.
Exactly. And then they go, come back later this week for bingo night number 2. And I was like, fuck that. You got me one time.
How much do you have to pay for a card?
Well, luckily, my wife had $50 worth of ship credit and it didn't cost us $1.
Yeah, well, good.
But it would have been $25
per card.
We would have split it.
That's a lot.
I had a couple of cards in front of me. I don't know.
I remember back in the early 90s when you go to bingo and like $25 would be your whole night, man. Like it would cover like everything. That would actually be going like large. Like, if you went $15, maybe it's like half a night.
So the first stop on our cruise was Jamaica. Now, I've never been to Jamaica before, but I'm smart enough to know that if you leave the area, when you get off the ship and you leave the area, you're amongst the civilians.
No. It gets a little dangerous out that way.
Let's just put it like that, okay?
You guys didn't stop off at hedonism?
Nope. So my wife goes, I want to venture outside the gate. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that, but that's fine. Let's go. And I'm telling you, security guards are manning the gate. Cops, trained professionals are manning the gate so that civilians can't get in. So that should tell you right there what's on the other side. So we walk out of the little gate area. The moment we crossed the 8-foot street, because the streets are real narrow. Let me tell you something. We weren't in Kansas anymore, Toto. Okay?
World.
So my wife's like, well, let's walk a little. And I'm like, the further we get away from that giant thing on the water, the more likely we are getting shanked, robbed, whatever the case may be. So we walk. Let's walk. Hey, you know what? They serve Pepsi. I haven't had a Pepsi in forever. Maybe I'll buy a Jamaican Pepsi and I could say I had a Jamaican Pepsi. Okay, cool. Then a local fella approaches me, of all people, stops me and says, hey, man, would you like to buy some Coke? And I'm like, if they weren't here, pointing to my wife and her daughter, absolutely.
Wait a minute. I thought you were a Pepsi guy.
Yeah, this Coke would go.
Oh.
I'll take some of that and a Pepsi. He goes, hey, man, you want some Coke? And I go, wow, the wife and the kid, or else I would. He's like, my name's Ron. What's your name? My name's Ford, bro. And then he walks alongside of us as we walk to a dead-end street. And I look at the wife and I go, would you like to turn around now? She goes, yeah, let's turn around. And Ron turns right around with us because Ronnie's going for a ride. And he goes, hey, man, do you have any money? I'm like, I'll give you money for cocaine. And then him and I did cocaine right in the middle of the street while my wife cried. No, I'm just kidding. That last part was a joke.
No,
I said, no, Ron.
I knew it was a lie.
Ron, I got no money, bro. And then eventually Ron just dispersed. And to say that we hauled ass back to the security gates where we are protected would be an understatement.
This sounds like a night I had in Atlantic City one time.
It was broad daylight, too, I'm telling you.
Oh, jeez. No, mine was at night.
But it's just one of those things. It's like once you leave the comfort of the cage is there to protect you. The cops are there to protect you. It's like third world country once you got out of that gate area. Hit like the slums of the slums. And I'm like, oh, we got to go back to where it's protected because we don't have weapons. We're coming off the cruise ship. The locals know we don't have weapons. They know we're not equipped. We just got off the ship. We're sitting ducks. We're like fish in a barrel. We gotta get back on the boat. I could get away from Ron and his cocaine. But I'll tell you this, if the wife and the kid were not there, I probably would have taken Ron up on his offer. Because I don't think I have to worry, Gary Cantrell, about cocaine being laced with fentanyl in Jamaica.
Probably not. It's probably pure there.
It's as pure as it could, much purer than here.
Yeah, we put all that extra stuff in there, I think, and it's just not needed.
I got 2 more bullet points from the cruise, and then we'll move on. I'm going to skip the 1 bullet point to give you the, we get off at Cozumel. Now I'm in full-blown COVID sickness at this point. Cozumel, Mexico. And madness. You get off the boat, there's shopping all around there in Cozumel. And the pharmacia, the La Pharmacia. Come get your drugs that you can't get in America at Walgreens here at the pharmacia. But what I see and what blows my mind in a giant sign, like it was made for Times Square. Get your steroids here. HGH, DECA, human growth. I'm just like, holy shit. Anabolic steroids. The guys on the picture are jacked. They make Madness look like me. And I'm just like, wow, it's such a culture shock to see openly buy Adderall. I bought Xanax. You could buy Xanax, Adderall, Klonopins, and human growth hormones. You could get some Decadick Madness. It was such a culture shock because I ain't never seen that before. And just openly, just come on in and buy a cycle.
Yeah, we've gotten so, I see where you're going with there, because we've gotten so like PC and like worried about everything, and everything's so regulated and there's policy everywhere that it's just kind of like freeing almost to just see it out there, like boom, steroids, boom, HGH. I was
going to buy some and I don't even use it.
Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't there because I probably would have been like, you know what, this seems fine.
I mean, and the thing is that it's all clean. It's not, you're not buying it from you're buying it from like a legitimate business. This is not like I'm not buying steroids from a guy at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like where the guys get the steroids now.
Those guys are usually legit.
I mean, this is like, I was blown away. I almost bought Adderall. You could have bought Ambien, Xanax, you name it. It was there. It was like a pill popper's dream in Cozumel, Mexico. And apparently you could get this in any pharmacy, Cantrell. So if you want me to make a drug run for you to Tijuana, I can.
That's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
I'm trying to get off to all that stuff and
you
just
want
get
some
on the
Ambien?
weed.
You want some Ambien? Your boy Bubba used to do that all the time. I remember.
Yeah, it's true. He used to talk about that.
All right, I got one last talking point, and then we'll get to some of the other stuff that's going on in the world that doesn't involve transgender people beating chicks up at the Olympics. And this is the best one. I saved the best for last. I'm sitting at the buffet. It's early on in the trip. It's my wife and I were sitting there. There was a couple next to us, an older couple. I'm going to leave the race out of it. Doesn't matter. Don't be a racist.
Well, the fact you had to bring it up means it mattered. And now we need to know what color their skin is and what they were wearing.
So the wife and I were sitting there eating some pizza. By the way, MSC Seascape Cruise pizza was phenomenal, and I'm a pizza snob. And
pizza snob.
What?
You like that New York shit.
Yeah, I also like Chicago deep dish stuff. I do. I just like New York better because it's thinner. Anyway, don't get me off track. So
Chicago's better. Sorry.
Thank you.
The wife,
You're right. Absolutely.
The wife gets up and leaves, and it's just me sitting at the table. And this older gentleman, he's older than me, turns around, says something I can't really hear him. Couldn't understand what he was saying really at first. I kind of just nodded. And then he looks at me and he goes, turns back around. A couple moments later, he turns back, looks at me because his table is, I'm kind of like behind him, kind of, even though his table's right next to ours. And he goes, do you like pineapple? And I was so thrown off with the question that I said a little, which is a lie because I eat it every fucking day. But I was so perplexed by why this complete stranger just turned around and asked me if I liked pineapple. There wasn't even pineapple around. So then, after I innocently said a little, I innocently am like, sir, actually, I do like it, and I eat it with tahini. And he's like, oh, I'll have to try that. And that was the last we talked.
So,
hold on. No, hold on. So then I find out a couple of days later from my wife, Madness, which I'm sure you're.
I know it.
You're about to tell me.
Can I go in? Come on. Let me say it.
Go ahead.
Let me see if I'm right. Because if you say it and I'm wrong, that's fine.
All right.
But Gary, as you may know, a pineapple upside down. Am I in the right direction here?
Yes.
Is the swingers?
It's kayfabe it's carny for swinger.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
Swingers.
Yes.
So I believe that this man was asking you
If you could plow my wife.
And if you knew, and if you knew the lingo,
Yeah.
you'd be down with it.
Yes.
If you did, and then he assumed that's why he stopped talking to you, because you didn't even know what he was talking. You were like,
Correct.
pineapple. You thought
I
it was a
answered the
fruit.
question legitimately.
You thought it was you thought it was
And I'm
a
like,
fruit.
yes, sprinkle some tahini on it. And he's like, no, I'm talking about pussy, you idiot. Still, sprinkle some tahini on it. No, I had no idea because I'm not in the culture. I'm not in the lifestyle. I don't go on cruises to have sex with other people's wives. And I found out days later from my wife. She goes, you know what? I just dawned on me. I think that guy was asking you that because that's some kind of like swinger thing. And I Googled it. And yeah, it's an upside down pineapple thing. But he didn't want to get too forward. So he just asked me, do you like pineapple? And I'm like, yeah, man, with tahini. It's great.
Were you sitting with the? Was this just a couple? And then were you sitting with the kid too?
No, the kid was not there. That's why I think they got. That's why I think they asked.
'Cause I was going to say that'd be pretty ballsy to like.
Yeah, no,
see you
there
with
was
the
no
kid,
kid.
and then like,
Yeah.
well, where the hell? You guys want to do this? Where the hell?
Yep.
Is this your
That's
separate
exactly-
room? And
yeah.
Since you're going separate rooms on it.
She
then
was
that's a
off.
different story.
Yeah, she was off. She had
They
met.
threw the kid overboard.
She met.
Jesus.
She met someone. She met a friend, some girl from Canada. So she spent a lot of time hanging out with her. So I think that's what she was doing at that time. The wife had gotten up and walked away. And then this guy, he dipped his toes in the water. Now, to be honest with you, I would not have sex with his wife. And my wife would probably, most likely, not have sex with him. So, and then we did see him again a couple of times later down the road. But I had been stricken with COVID at that point, and I really wasn't wanting to play the game. But I did want to go back up to him and be like, just so you know, sir, I did a little Google. And you're a little dirty feller. You're a little dirty feller there, buddy.
And then
But
turns out he was just really asking about pineapple, and he's just like, "What are you talking about?"
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program to bring you a special bulletin.
Listen up. It's time for Ragin' Rob's Music Minute.
You do want to be a part of that, don't you?
Happy Thursday, music fans. This is Ragin' Rob's Music Minute. We're going to start out with, hopefully, you did not try to go see Lauryn Hill and the Fugees this year. Sadly, she has canceled the tour 3 days before the first show is supposed to kick off in Tampa, Florida. No explanation has been given. This is the third year in a row that this tour has either been canceled or postponed. Maybe don't support her at all because she clearly doesn't care about the fans. All refunds will be made through your point of purchase. So if you bought tickets, go to wherever you bought your tickets and you will be refunded. Also, sad news and scary news this week. Yesterday, a terrorist plot was foiled by Austrian law enforcement. Apparently, a couple of people that were radicalized by Islam over online. One was apparently a 19-year-old. They're planning a terrorist attack at the Taylor Swift shows this weekend in Austria. All shows have been canceled. Very sad news. There's videos of the Austrian fans out there right now singing their hearts out to Taylor Swift songs. T-Swift Army is just crazy. Very tragic and unfortunate that there's so many sick, disgusting human beings in this world. But hopefully she can reschedule that show. Also, Aerosmith is calling it quits. After 54 years of touring, just legends of the music industry. Steven Tyler, the lead singer, has been dealing with vocal cord injuries lately, and the band has just said that they can't make it. They can't keep doing it. So all shows have been canceled for that tour. Unfortunate, and Aerosmith is always a band that was on my bucket list. I have not seen them, which is tragic in its own right. But best wishes to them, and this has been your Music Minute. Fucking rage.